in debt and you didn't call me? Was you wrong? You ate dinner. You asked my friend Anthony Schiller to have dinner with me. I told you about Ganda. You said you would help and you didn't. Then you went to look for aliens. Me and Kid Cudi are aliens right here, bro. The vibes is back.
But it is going to bother you because you're human, and I was human. I am human still. But I was just referring to myself in the past. Not that I was not human.
Hello and welcome to On the Record. Those of you who joined us last week were probably amazed, as I was, by some of the latest research in the field of UFOs. There is so much to talk about, however, we were unable to fit it all into one program, so my guest again this week is UFO researcher, former state Senate candidate, and award-winning pilot John Lear. Mr. Lear, nice to have you here again.
Always a pleasure to be here, George.
To begin with, we have this concept of the people from other planets as little green men. Are they green from what you know? Are they all the same, or we got different kinds of them?
George, there's at least 70 different species, and probably more. But yes, as odd as it sounds, there are little green men. That's not the ones we usually see, though. We see the little gray ones. They're about 4.5 feet tall. And we see the ones that are called the Nordics. They're about 7 feet tall, look like us, but they're invariably blonde hair and blue-eyed. They're one of the species that we have on ice. One of their crashes we recovered.
Obviously, with different species, they have different motives. I mean, are there good aliens and bad aliens?
Good aliens
from what you know?
and bad aliens, and all kinds of ways and reasons for interacting with us.
And what are some of the reasons? Why would they be here?
Genetic experiments, trying to. There's a misconception here. People think that our space brothers would bring us, good things and teach us how to get rid of all our diseases. And if you stop and think about it, that may not be the best thing, because if you had a society without any disease and everybody starts living 150 years, that creates a lot of problems. So they would not meddle in that way.
You believe, in part, that the movies E.T., Close Encounters of the Third Kind, were not entirely just the creative products of some Hollywood director, that maybe there's more to that. Why don't you explain?
They were carefully guided by representatives from MJ12, who is this organization that is in charge of the cover-up, in order to get us ready for the release of the information that there are indeed aliens. And in both those movies, they used small little creatures and in order to get us ready for this release of information.
So to prepare us that the idea of benevolent aliens from outer space are going to help us out.
Unfortunately, they're not so benevolent. So they made probably one of the most disastrous mistakes when E.T. was put out. At that time was before we discovered what I call the double cross or the grand deception. And they were trying to get us used to the benevolent little creatures, but that isn't the case.
Why don't you take a couple of minutes? Now, you've done as much research on UFOs as just about anyone, I'd imagine, and if you haven't done it, you know people who have. Where did it all start, and how have we put this picture together of where they came from and why they're here?
Well, the whole thing started in July 2nd, 1947. That was the first crash.
First crash of an alien spaceship.
Of an alien spaceship. July 6th is when they recovered it and sent it to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. July 7th is when they held the press conference and told the people it was a weather balloon, which the press bought hook, line, and sinker. September of that year, President Truman established MJ12, and the purpose of that was to study the saucers and cover up the existence of UFOs.
And you say we recovered alien bodies from that incident, right?
4 from that particular crash, yes.
And what'd they do with them?
They autopsied them. Dr. Detlef Bronk was the chief surgeon, so to speak. He was the one that named them EBEs. It stands for extraterrestrial biological entities. And we captured 3 live EBEs. They were numbered in their order of capture: EBE1, EBE2, and EBE3.
Where did we capture? Where did this happen?
In different crashes. EBE1 lived with an Air Force colonel between 1949 and 1952. The EBEs are kept in an electromagnetic facility called a YY-2. It was designed by a Dr. Eric Wang, who worked directly for Dr. Kissinger, who has been in this cover-up since the very beginning. The reason they had to create an electromagnetic facility is the fact that the EBEs are so advanced. They're at least 500 million years advanced from us, and probably more. They can move by thought.
Move by thought.
And they can also disappear. But they can't move by thought through electromagnetic facilities. So they built this facility. There was two, one in Los Alamos and one either at Edwards or up at the test site.
At Groom Lake, Nevada.
At Groom Lake. Now there's still one EBE still living, EBE3, and there is a videotape that eventually is going to be released to the public, and it's an interview with him. As hard as that may sound, as hard as that may be to believe, there is a videotape of an interview with EBE3.
And what is this language that the interviewers are?
I haven't seen the tape, so I don't know. But on this trip I told you I took gathering all this information, a guy in Albuquerque handed me 25 secret CIA memos. And if anything can be humorous in all of this, one of these memos, in the body of the text, it said, by the way, EBE3 wants to see the ocean. We better make the arrangements or he'll disappear again. So while he couldn't get out of this facility, he could make himself disappear and cause him a lot of trouble.
Now, can they exist among us? Is that what you're saying, or do they have to have this special environment?
They have special environment, special air. It's my understanding they can only last about 20 minutes in this air.
You were saying also these gray ones are the ones that we see most of the time, and you said that most of that there are a lot of different motives for them being here. The gray ones, what kind of a deal we got going with them? Is that the bunch that you suggest we've made a deal with for military technology?
Well, I think we made a deal with them, and their ultimate, what they want to do is regenerate their own race. Now, apparently, they've either had some kind of nuclear accident, or they're on the backside of a evolutionary genetic curve, and they're going downhill instead of uphill. In other words, in the autopsies, of which I have two, we found out that their digestive system is atrophied. They can't eat through their mouth anymore. You know how they eat? Well, these cattle mutilations, they take the hormones and the enzymes from those cattle and they spread it on their skin, and their skin absorbs the nutrients and then excretes the waste back through their skin. And if you read Whitley Strieber's book or listen to him talk, he talks about when he's seen them doing this to their skin, and they're scraping the waste off.
Now, these cattle mutilations, there's been a film made about that, and perhaps in a couple of minutes we can take a look at some excerpts of that.
Yeah, Strange Harvest was a good one, but another thing that happened here on March 4th, there was a documentary released on the best UFO photos that have been taken so far, including 1 minute and 38 seconds of videotape. Now, what happened is in November, this guy took these photos, took it into the TV station. They thought it was great, but nobody would believe it. So they spent 3 months checking the validity of the, authenticating the videotape and checking out the credibility of the witness. And when they had it all down, they put out this documentary, 30 minutes. I mean, it's ironclad. They're here. But do you think it got on the network? No, it was just showed locally in Pensacola.
We have some of that, and perhaps when we come back, we can take a look at it. So stay with us for more of On the Record.
There are long-term effects when we do crystal meth and things that can really affect the neurotransmitters in our brain. And whenever we do certain drugs, it can connect half a thought with another half a thought, so it can get pretty confusing. And I think there's a real good chance that what you've been through has caused you to have some neurological disruption.
Well, not necessarily. Me personally, not to cut you off, me personally, it's not about, saying F it or anything.
It's very clear to me that some of your thinking is confused. And I think that you need some treatment for that will unravel that. And I think in a very short time, you can get back to being the Orlando that has been so successful in your life. And I know that even with some of that confusing and racing thoughts, that somewhere in there, you know what I'm saying is right. And somewhere in there, you know that I'm offering to help you, and you should take that help.
I'm 4 years sober for a reason. I just now got out of rehab. I just now got out of ER. I'm not doing no more time away from my kids other than I need to. I appreciate that, but me being free after being locked behind bars for no reason and being set up, I can't dedicate another 90 days of being monitored all my life. I don't need that crap like other people. It's a slap in the face to people that actually need it.
So you want to get back to your kids?
Yeah, it's like, I want my kids to be with me at Neverland. I just don't want to.
And how old are your kids?
I got a 2-year-old, 2-year-old, 5-year-old. I think it's 8 and 11.
All right. Now, and what's the 2-year-old's name?
2-year-old, still in the belly. Still in the belly. We don't know yet.
Okay. And what's the 5-year-old's name?
That's Mason.
And the 11-year-old?
Shyler.
Okay. Can I show you something?
Yeah.
I asked you before if you had kids. You said, yes, I have 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, what are their ages? You said 2, 5, 11, and 16.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what's the 2-year-old's name? You said Shyler.
Okay.
The 5-year-old is Mason.
Right.
The 11-year-old is John.
Right.
16-year-old, I don't know. I got to find out.
Right.
I asked you this time, you said the 2-year-old don't know the name because it's still in the belly.
That's because I have a baby on the way as well. I just mentioned that.
the 2-year-old is still in the belly, so that means that child has been in there for 2 years.
Not necessarily.
And then you said the 5-year-old is Mason. Then you said there's an 8-year-old. Up here you didn't say there was an 8-year-old. Down here you said there's an 11-year-old, and you didn't mention a 16-year-old.
Did you not hear me say before you started this whole conversation about my kids? What I said was, I have a lot of kids, but I'll say I'll have 4 right now. That's exactly what I said. So me, as a father, still trying to jump back into that life and figure out who everybody is. You can't ridicule me for not knowing exactly.
I'm not ridiculing you.
All right, well, yeah, because I mean, of course, I'm gonna make a mistake if I haven't seen my kids. They were taken from me.
But how long has it been since you've seen these kids?
Bro, honestly, I see my kids everywhere. But at the end of the day, like I said, I barely see them. I don't know them. They don't know me. That's what this whole thing is about. Being able to identify and, get back with my kids and stuff.
I'm not showing you this to make you feel bad about not being around your kids. I made the point that right now, you're an extremely intelligent guy. Mm-hmm. And I said, but you're confused in your thinking. And as evidence that you're confused in your thinking, 30 minutes apart, you are confused about names and dates of children.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to put that together. That's what I'm supposed to be here for.
I came here today to offer you some help. I think it is in the form of a mental illness that can be dealt with very handily. I've offered you that, and you have rejected my offer. And I respect that. Respect your right to do that.
You're awesome.
And I think you're making a big mistake. I knew Robin, and I was sorry when he died. That was a sad day.
I don't think he's dead.
Yeah, you don't think he's dead?
No.
What do you think happened?
Well, Beatles escapes. I don't know. Stones escapes.
Where do you think he is?
Shapeshifting.
Yeah.
He looks real good in some forms, in other forms he doesn't.
Do you see him?
Has, yes.
Since he was reported dead, you've seen him?
No, it was before.
So there's news about Melinda Gates and Bill Gates breaking up. So right now is the perfect time to expose her, because Robin Williams is playing the role of Melinda Gates. And I bet a lot of people weren't expecting me to make this video. And I want to make more videos like this, that way people can see that it's more than just rappers doing this type of stuff. You know, the whole world is a stage, so even politicians, any celebrity you can think of is playing a role. And I'm not saying that every single celebrity is playing a role, but about 99% are. But yeah, I don't even have to say much for this one. I mean, she looks like a straight man. It's so obvious. And this is a picture of the real Melinda Gates. And this is what she looks like now, and she looks exactly like Robin Williams. And I heard that Bill Gates is also a female. So if you guys know who's playing the role of Bill Gates, let me know. I saw this one right away a long time ago because she has the same exact smile as Robin Williams. And they say that Robin Williams killed himself, which was totally fake. And in this picture, they put both of their faces together. and you can see it's the same exact person. I recommend you guys go do your own research and watch a couple videos of Melinda Gates, and you're gonna see it right away. This is clearly two different people, and nobody can say anything about this. Even their chins are completely different. This guy said if these pics are accurate, either Melinda Gates got facial reconstructive surgery, or Bill had her replaced, completely different jaw, cheeks, bones, and nose. And Bill Gates looks different too, so I'm pretty sure they both got replaced. And the crazy thing is that Robin Williams actually played the role of a female, and her name was Miss Doubtfire. So he literally dressed up as a white female and played the role in this movie. So that proves that he's able to play the role of a female. You know, he's done it before, so he already knows how to do it. And coincidentally, there's a video of Robin Williams talking about Bill Gates.
Mr. Gates, when did you realize you were creating a monopoly? Monopoly's just a game, Senator. I'm trying to control the world. Don't you see Windows Millennium Me? It's all leading to information technology. Soon it'll be total information technology. Tit. And when you're sucking on the tit, I have you by the motherboard. Don't be afraid.
So now let's get into the gematria. So Robin equals 58 and Melinda equals 58 in the exact same cipher. And then Robin equals 31 and Melinda equals 31 in the same cipher. And then they have the exact same numerology. So the number at the bottom is the numerology. And Robin is 4455. And Melinda is 4455. And for all the people that keep saying, oh, you're just doing these videos for clout and stuff like that. Clearly, this video that I'm making right now is not for clout. Because this video is going to get shadow banned. You know, it's not going to pop up in the search bar. And this video might get deleted, or they might even try to delete my channel. But I don't really care, because at the end of the day, I'm doing this for the truth. And to wake people up to the fact that this whole world is a stage. So I don't do these videos for fame, you know what I mean? That's why I don't even show my face, because I don't want to be famous. But yeah, I just wanted to address that, because I always get comments of people saying, oh, you're clout chasing, you're doing this for clout. So I noticed that Gates equals 83. And as you guys know, murder equals 83. And death equals 38. So I wouldn't be surprised if they fake Bill Gates' death or Melinda Gates' death. And also Bill Gates and Masonry equal 33 in the same cipher. So a lot of people have been asking me to make a video about the shots and all that. And honestly, I can't do that on YouTube because it's going to get my channel deleted. I used to have old videos about it back in the day. And if you're an old subscriber of mine, you guys remember I did a video about Bill Gates when I had like 5,000 subs. And that video actually got me a strike because I exposed Bill Gates, the shots, and Event 201 and how he predicted everything. So I'm going to make a video about the shots and Event 201 and exposing Bill Gates even deeper on my Patreon. So go subscribe to my Patreon. The link is in the description below. So if you guys haven't noticed, a lot of billionaires have been getting divorced lately, and this is exactly why. It says big company owners get divorced so they have a valid reason to offload all the company shares before they fall in the next collapse. Bezos and Gates getting divorced means market collapses are coming very soon. This will then collapse the dollar and let them roll out the central bank digital currency. And it is weird how Jeff Bezos got divorced with his wife, and now Bill Gates is getting divorced with his wife. So that actually makes a lot of sense. So a lot of people were trying to figure out, you know, is Robin Williams playing the role of Melinda Gates or is it Kevin Kline? But I came to the final conclusion that Robin Williams is playing the role of Kevin Kline and Melinda Gates. So that explains why Kevin Kline looks like Melinda Gates. And Robin Williams has the exact same eyes as Kevin Kline. So if you guys want to go research that, you can. And it's crazy because when I saw this picture, I thought it was Robin Williams. But this is Kevin Kline. So Robin Williams is playing both of their roles. And I noticed that Robin and Kevin are both 5 letters. You know, a lot of times they'll have the same amount of letters in their name.
My fellow Americans, as a young boy, I dreamed of being a baseball. But tonight I say we must move forward, not backward, upward, not forward, and always twirling, twirling, twirling towards freedom. Those candidates are phonies! You heard me! They're alien replicants from beyond the moon!
Don't forget your stinking flag.
Oh, why won't anyone believe my crazy story? Oh! Hold on, guys. I'll help you.
Oh no, am I still here? I don't want to serve out my term naked in a tube.
I am so mad at the Secret Service right now. Hey, who the hell are you?
I'm Homer Simpson, sir, and I'm gonna get you back to Washington before it's too late.
You know, Senator, being in suspended animation gave me time to think. Partisan politics are tearing our country apart.
You got a point there, Bill. If you and I are gonna whoop these one-eyed space fellas, we're gonna have to set aside our differences.
Together we can lead America into a new golden age.
Brand, you got a deal. Homer, let us out. It's time to tear those aliens a third corn shoot.
Yeah. Oh no. What have I done? What am I doing? What will I do?
The politics of failure have failed. We need to make them work again. Tomorrow, when you are sealed in the voting cubicle, vote for me, Senator Bob Dole.
I am looking forward to an orderly election tomorrow, which will eliminate the need for a violent bloodbath. America, take a good look at your beloved candidates. They're nothing but hideous space reptiles. It's true. We are aliens. But what are you going to do about it? It's a two-party system. You have to vote for one of us.
You're right. This is a two-party system.
Well, I believe I'll vote for a third-party candidate.
Go ahead. Throw your vote away.
All hail President K!
I don't understand why we have to build a ray gun to aim at a planet I never even heard of.
Don't blame me. I voted for Kodos.
Go!
Let's move to the country. We'll buy a big house with lots of land for the kids.
The kids would hate it as much as you would.
Then for you.
There's nothing you could give me that I don't already have.
Yes, there is. I hate this neighborhood. Can't get a cab here ever. No one has ever seen this. That's what killed Jer. Then it turned on me. I knew I was gonna die, but it spoke. It spoke. It said to me it wouldn't kill me if I promised never to tell anybody what had happened, what I'd seen. So I never told anybody.
And then why are you telling me?
Because you're the most important thing in my life. Because you've brought me 10 years of happiness, 10 years of success, 10 years of a perfect life. I'm telling you because I love you. You deserve everything I can give you. And the only thing I've never given you is the truth about what happened the night we met. What's wrong? I'm not making this up. I'm telling you the truth.
You promised you'd never tell!
Oh, God.
You broke your promise, you idiot! I loved you!
Please. Carolyn, please stop it. Just change back. What are you doing to the kids? Stop it.
It's too late. You betrayed your It can't be! No!
I'm so sorry. You.
And I loved you too. But you broke your vow, and that sealed our destiny.
I don't want to know.
Poison!